Deep in the heart of Willow Glen, surrounded by tall oak trees and sparkling rivers, lived many happy animals. There was Feather Hill, where all the birds nested in cozy trees, Cloverfield, where the bunnies wiggled their fluffy tails, Ember Woods, where the foxes curled up in leafy dens, and by the river of shells lived the wise old turtles. But even though they were neighbors, the animals didn't mix. Each village had its own customs, traditions, and fears, and they were told that outsiders were too different to understand. The birds chirped about how the ground was always shaking from the bunnies jumping. The bunnies complained about the sly foxes, and both the foxes and the turtles gossiped about how noisy and messy the birds were. One day, a young bunny named Lulu was scampering around Cloverfield when she bumped into an old shoebox hidden in some bushes. As she sniffed it curiously, the box creaked open and a yellowed map fluttered out. It was so old that the ink was almost invisible, but Lulu, with her keen bunny eyes, could make out the faded markings. Taking the map back to her grandmother, Nana Willow, whose fur was as white as dandelion fluff, Lulu spread it out on the floor. "Oh, my dears," Nana Willow sighed, gazing at the map. "This must be the map to the hidden bridge." "The hidden bridge," echoed Lulu, her nose twitching with excitement. "But what does it do?" "Legend says that the hidden bridge is at the very center of Willow Glen," Nana Willow began, her voice hushed with age. "And it's the only way to reach the heart of Glenstone, a magical gem that shines brightly when true friendship crosses the bridge." Lulu's eyes widened. Could this mean that all the animals of Willow Glen could become friends? She looked at the map again. The path to the bridge was tricky and dangerous, and Lulu knew that she couldn't do this alone. She needed a friend from another village. That night, under the soft glow of the harvest moon, Lulu slipped out of her burrow and raced to Ember Woods. She hopped over fallen logs, wiggled through bramble bushes, and finally reached the den of a young fox whose fiery fur matched the sunset sky. His name was Raffi, and he was known throughout the forest for his quick thinking and kind heart. But when Lulu told him about the hidden bridge, he just laughed. A talking tree, a rickety vine bridge, and a grumpy badger who demands riddles be answered correctly, or else he'll block your way with rocks, Raffi said, chuckling. "Oh, you're really too bad, Raffi," Lulu scolded playfully. But then she remembered, "He doesn't know any of this is real. He'll never agree to help me." Feeling sad, she turned to go home. Suddenly, Raffi stopped her with a gentle paw on her shoulder. "Wait," he said, his laughter gone. "I want to see this talking tree myself." And so, the unlikely pair set off together toward the river of shells, where the first part of the challenge awaited them. Along the way, they met Tico, a young turtle, who was worried about his pet snail, Shelley, who had disappeared. Without hesitation, Lulu and Raffi promised to help him find her. Together they followed a winding path until they came across a river blocked by a fallen log. "I can carry you across," offered Raffi, dipping his bushy tail into the water. But Lulu shook her head. "We need to work together," she said. "If we pull on the vines at the same time, we can make the bridge sway and walk across safely." Though it took several tries, eventually they made it to the other side, and soon they heard a familiar voice saying, excuse me. Out popped Shelley, munching on a leaf. Reunited with Tico, the three friends continued on, passing a field of sunflowers taller than they were. "Oh, I wish I could take a shortcut through here," sighed Tico. Just then, a bluebird swooped down from above. "What did you say?" she asked. "I'm sorry," Tico repeated. "I didn't catch your name." "Nia," chirped the bluebird, "and I heard you wanted to take a shortcut." "Well," Tico began, but before he could ask, Nia had already flown ahead, leading them through a secret path woven between the sunflowers. Finally, they stood before the grumpy badger. "Who wants to enter the Glenstone Valley and face the final challenge?" he boomed. "Me, me, me!" shouted Nia, Lulu, Tico, and Raffi in unison. The badger blinked, surprised by their enthusiasm. "Very well," he rumbled. "Answer my riddle and you may pass." He cleared his throat and began. "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" The friends racked their brains, but nobody could answer. Then Lulu remembered something her grandmother had told her. Every answer lies within the question. Looking back at the riddle, Lulu realized what it meant. "You're a map," she exclaimed. The badger beamed. "Correct. Go now, young friends, and may the heart of Glenstone shine bright with your friendship." As they hurried on, the sky darkened and fat raindrops began to fall. Soon the friends were soaked to the bone. I can't go on," sobbed Nia, shivering. "Let's hide in that hollow log," suggested Raffi, pointing with his nose. But when they peeked inside, they saw a family of moles making their home cozy. "Sorry, we're closed for business," called one of the moles. "Then let's huddle under this bush," said Tico, but it was no use. Within seconds, they were drenched again. Just then, Lulu noticed a large sunflower drooping over them. "Quick, let's climb inside," she cried. And as the rain poured around them, they huddled together, sharing their hopes and dreams. Lulu learned that Raffi wanted to write stories about faraway lands. Tico dreamed of traveling the world, and Nia wished she could sing for all the animals of Willow Glen. For the first time, they talked about things that mattered most to them. And by the time the sun peeked out from behind the clouds, they felt closer than ever before. As the four friends skipped down the path, they saw the glistening river of shells before them, and in its center sat a small, moss-covered island. On it stood a stone archway guarded by two majestic pillars. Was this the entrance to the Glenstone Valley and the hidden bridge? Lulu and her friends looked at each other, their hearts pounding with excitement. When they reached the arch, the pillar on the left rumbled, "Only those who have helped each other and shared their stories may pass." Then the right pillar boomed, "Only those who value friendship over fear can cross the bridge." Though their paws, wings, and shells were tired from their long journey, Lulu and her friends had proven they were worthy. With a final push, they stepped onto the moss-covered stones, and the arch shimmered, revealing a path bathed in golden sunlight. In the distance, they could see the heart of Glenstone, its light growing brighter with each step they took. As they walked, flowers bloomed, butterflies fluttered, and a gentle breeze rustled through the leaves, carrying the sweet scent of honeysuckle. Finally, they reached the heart of the bridge, where four paths of light stretched before them, one for each friend to walk upon. "Are you sure you want to do this, Lulu?" asked Tico, his voice shaking. "It says only those who value friendship over fear can cross," reminded Raffi. For a moment, Lulu looked at the glowing paths, unsure of what to do. Should she choose friendship or safety? Her heart ached, thinking about how lonely she would be if she went back to Cloverfield without her new friends. Then she looked at the faces of her companions, their eyes shining with hope and trust. With a deep breath, Lulu stepped onto the path of friendship, and as she did, the other three followed her lead. The moment they all touched the stone, the path split into one, joining their four lights into a brilliant beam that shot up into the sky, illuminating the entire valley. Below them, the heart of Glenstone pulsed with a warm golden light, bathing Willow Glen in peace and friendship. And so the light from the heart of Glenstone shone brighter than ever before, guiding the animals of Willow Glen to be braver, kinder, and truer to themselves and each other. From that day on, Lulu and her friends continued to explore the wonders of their world, proving that friendship could overcome any obstacle and that sometimes the greatest adventures start with just a single step.